Hi everyone, welcome to this recorded lesson brought to you by the Ministry of Education and Higher Education Qatar. Comparatives and superlatives of adjectives and adverbs. During this video, I'm going to try to highlight some of the rules underlying the formation of comparatives and superlatives of adjectives and adverbs. I'll try also to review some of the regular comparative and superlative forms, and we will end this video by having some exercises. Okay, before we start talking about comparatives and superlatives, let's first have a quick review on adjectives and adverbs. As you can notice in this table, we have a list of adjectives and adverbs. On the left side of the table, we have some adjectives, and the right side of the table, we have a list of adverbs. An adjective modifies a noun or pronoun. We usually use adjectives to describe people, animals, or things. On the left side of this table, you will notice that we have 5 adjectives: quick, careful, slow, fast, good. So we can use the word quick, for example, to say quick boy, a careful boy, a slow boy, a fast boy, a good boy. On the other hand, we use adverbs to talk about or to modify a verb. For example, the boy runs quickly, the boy writes carefully, the boy runs slowly, the boy runs fast, the boy writes well, and so forth. Most adverbs are formed by adding ly to an adjective, such as the word quickly, carefully, and slowly. Some adjectives and adverbs are the same. They stay the same. So we can use the word fast as an adjective, and we can use it as an adverb at the same time. Comparatives. We use the comparative of adjectives and adverbs when we compare two people, animals, or things. Adjectives and adverbs are usually followed by them. For example, the car is faster than the bus. Or, the skirt is more colorful than the shirt. Superlatives. We use the superlative of adjectives and adverbs when we compare one person, animal, or thing with several of the same kind. Adjectives and adverbs always take the definite article the and are usually followed by the preposition of or in. For example, Bugatti is the fastest commercial car. Or, it's the most interesting book in the library. General rules. 1. All one-syllable and most two-syllable adjectives take er or est. For example, short becomes shorter or shortest. Happy becomes happier or happiest. Big becomes bigger or biggest. 2. Adjectives with 3 or more syllables and some two-syllable adjectives take more plus adjectives or most plus adjective. For example, interesting, more interesting, most interesting. 3. All one-syllable adverbs and ly take er or est. For example, fast, faster, fastest, early, earlier, earliest. 4. Adverbs with 2 or more syllables take more plus adverb or most plus adverb. Carefully, more carefully, most carefully. Now let's take a look at other forms of comparison. Rule number 5, we have less plus adjective or adverb plus than. For example, the jumper is less expensive than the shirt, or Terry writes less clearly than his sister. 6. As plus an adjective or an adverb plus as. For example, the skirt is as colorful as the shirt. In this example, we have given the same equality for the skirt and the shirt. Regular comparative and superlative forms. In few other cases, some adjectives and adverbs don't follow the rules that we've presented before. That's why we need to pay attention to those few adjectives and adverbs. To study them, take a look at the following table and notice that the adjective good and well becomes better in the comparative form and best in the superlative form. In the same way, bad, badly becomes worse in the comparative and worst in the superlative form. Little becomes less and least in the superlative. Far becomes farther and further, farthest or furthest. Many or much becomes more or the most. Now, down to some exercises taken from the 9th grade to the top senior book module 2C. Before we start, I urge you to pause the video for a couple of minutes and try to do the exercise on your own. Number 1. The weather was getting bad and bad, so we stayed at home. In this example, you may have noticed that the conjunction and is located between the two adjectives bad and bad, which suggests that the state of the weather is undergoing a gradual evolvement from bad to worse. That's why we need to use the comparative rule, which is worse and worse. The weather was getting worse and worse, so we stayed at home. Question 2. Diane is the space interesting person I know. Now, the speaker is trying to compare Diane with all the other people he knows. That's why we need to use the superlative rule. In this case, it will be the most interesting. Diane is the most interesting person I know. Question 3. The plane ticket was much space expensive than I thought. The plane ticket was much space expensive than I thought. Now he's trying to compare between two ideas, the original idea of the plane ticket that he had in mind and the actual price of the plane ticket. Now it turned out that the actual price of the plane ticket was more expensive than he thought. That's why we need to use the comparative rule. In this case, the plane ticket was more expensive than I thought. Okay, 4. The space much you eat, the space fat you get. The space much you eat, the space fat you get. And the following examples, we have two separate actions that are proportional to each other. The first, it's like saying if you eat much, you get fat. It's like saying that. So in this case, we need to use the comparative that more you eat, the fatter you get. 5. Today there weren't as many passengers on the plane as there were last time I traveled to Barcelona. Now the speaker is trying to compare between two times. The most recent time he's traveling and the previous time he traveled. We noticed that we have as, and the adverb or the adverb is located between both of them. That's why we don't need to change it at all. Okay, today there weren't as many passengers on the plane as there were last time I traveled to Barcelona. 6. The easy and quick way to get to the center is by underground. In this example, the speaker is trying to nominate one way out of many to get to the city center. This method has two qualities. The first one is being easy and quick. Okay, and since he's trying to compare this way to all the other ways to get to the city center, we need to use the superlative. The easy becomes the easiest in this case, but we have to transform the y into I in this case, and it becomes easiest way, and quickest way to get to the center is by underground. Thanks for watching.